Go along. Andy, you're on the Chit Show, so just so you know, whatever you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Well, I was calling Derek to see if the crocodile had taken off a leg yet, because the last couple times I've been watching the show, it seems like Fred's been getting a little bolder and a little bolder as far as proximity to the camera dude over in the rocks.
I've noticed that too, bro. I don't know what's up with that. I think he's trying to posture or something. I don't know. I don't speak croc, but if I did.
The last thing we're going to see of Fred is him swimming off with a tripod in his mouth.
Well, I hope it's just a tripod and not me.
Well, that's because he's already swallowed you.
Oh, shit. Damn, Andy. You know, there's a couple of haters right now saying I would pray for that day. So you guys were going to hit the water, and then all of a sudden you said no?
Oh, yeah. It's like it's just been, I mean, from the time the sun came up this morning, it's blowing 20, 25 up here. It's just...
It's blowing over here. It's blowing over here. We've had some nasty crunches. Boats are getting pushed off of the dock, nasty style. It's been really, really windy.
Yeah, I just felt it was best to just leave it on the trailer today. Wind's supposed to be back down tomorrow, so maybe we'll get it in for a little.
So what's going on in the Menorcan Navy?
It's been relatively quiet. We're tracking shrimp boats with torn up fishing gear. That was a bit of a surprise that showed up here locally the other day.
Did you cover that Mexican Navy ship that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge? Did you cover that on your channel?
Dude, we covered it. Kind of broke some of the story on it. So
really, what do you do? What story did you break?
There was 4 of those ships that were built at the same time.
Okay.
Well, not at the same time, but there were sister ships. They're all built alike, and those ships had a propeller system on it. It's called a CPP, a controllable pitch propeller. And what that does is it allows the engine and the prop shaft just to spin in one direction. And if you want to go in reverse, you manipulate the blades of the prop to give it a negative face, and it goes astern. To put it neutral, there is no face, and then to go ahead, you got a positive face on it, and it makes the boat go forward. If you can understand it manipulates the prop blades to make it go forward, neutral, and reverse.
Okay.
And
it looked like that boat was going in reverse when it hit the dock.
Well, here's the scenario I'm laying out. The propeller has a fail-safe mechanism, and it has a spring in it, a big spring. And when there's a problem with it, it goes into reverse. That's a fail-safe for if you're motoring with the ship, and then it goes into reverse. You can stop the ship. Unfortunately, with this failure, and this is what I'm putting out, is when this failure occurred, it was not the time to have the ship in reverse. And all the time, they're giving them commands, hey, ahead, more throttle, more throttle. With that thing stuck in reverse, the more throttle they give it, the faster it's going in reverse. And unfortunately, there was 2 fatalities for 2 Mexican cadets who were up in the rigging of the ship. It's just a horrible event, but yeah, we pretty much have surmised that's what was going on with it. They had a problem with the controllable pitch propeller on that ship.
Absolutely crazy.
Hey, dude, could you imagine being one of those cadets that's up in that rigging, and you're getting ready for what has got to be one of the biggest events of your cadet career? You're getting ready to sail out of New York Harbor, up in the rigging of the tall ship, and then something like you're looking over your shoulder going, hey man, that bridge is getting close. You're seeing all this stuff. Can you imagine, Alfred, what's going through their minds? And they're strapped in. And there's no way those kids, there's no way they could get down quick enough. You know, they're strapped in with body harnesses and stuff to that stuff, to the rigging.
So even if they wanted to jump off the ship to jump into the water, they couldn't because they were strapped in, right?
They were strapped in. Yeah, I mean.
Wow, that is so wild, bro.
Just a horrible situation. And the NTSB's up there investigating, but when all's said and done, I look to, you know, NTSB's going to look at a lot of things, and they're probably going to assign, you know, hey, you know, this guy was to blame. The tugboat should have had a line on it. They're going to throw some.
Okay, so there was a tugboat there. Couldn't the tugboat slow it down?
I think at the time that all that they realized what was going on with it, the tug was out of position, and I don't think they ever put a line on that ship. They were just there to help kind of allow the ship to pivot off the tug and get pointed out the harbor, and then they take off with it. But when all that happened, they were kind of out of position, didn't have a line on it, and I think it's also going to come out that the tug acted according to the master's direction of the ship. Whoever was in charge of that ship, whether it was the captain that was operating it, or whether it was the pilot, whoever gave the instructions for the tug to release or whatever, that was done. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're talking about something that it was just a matter of seconds, where they had probably 180, maybe 200 seconds before the realization and then the impact of the bridge.
Was there any damage to the actual Brooklyn? It's a Brooklyn Bridge you hit, right?
The Brooklyn Bridge. Very small amount of damage. There's a catwalk that they use for inspections and maintenance underneath that bridge, and it's kind of like if you've ever seen a skyscraper, how they clean the windows, how they got the window washer basket that comes down the building.
Yeah.
It's very similar to that, but it just traverses back and forth underneath the bridge, and they use it to inspect the bridge and do maintenance. That was damaged a little bit, but nothing that put the bridge out of service. Right?
What's latest on the dolly? Because I know you filmed the whole dolly and the whole bridge. What's the story? Did they already get the outline for the key bridge?
Well, the plans have been laid out for the bridge, and we've seen the diagrams and the drawings of how the new bridge is going to look and all that kind of stuff. The thing is, Alfred, I hadn't really started on it yet. They're still in the preliminaries of getting the project going and all that kind of stuff. And that's just horrible for those people up in Baltimore that rely on that bridge to get in and out of the city. They're still having to route around
the tunnels
to an hour,
yeah,
every day to get where they need to go. And the big mess. They still going to have to do some cleanup. They still got to get rid of the old stuff before they start.
So are they still doing cleanup there?
Well, they still have to get rid of the rest of the stuff, or the pylons, the pylon systems that are in there, and then the rest of the pylons, the approaches. All that stuff's going to be different for that bridge, for the new bridge, than it was for that old bridge. So there's the cleanup from the water has been done as far as the old bridge. That's done, but those parts of the support system, the pylons and that stuff, they're still going to have to deal with all that stuff. And to my knowledge, that has not begun yet. We're waiting. We're waiting to get word, and we will be making another trip up to Baltimore to see the progress on the bridge. I kind of got to, you want to follow that story through, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
okay, well, listen, I'm going to give the phone back to Derek. He's here. Andy Jones from the Menorcan Mullet, guys. If you haven't watched his channel, check it out. Menorcan Mullet. And it's always good to hear from you guys.
You guys take talk to you after.
Hold on. Guys, that's Andy Jones, guys. Buddy of mine's, and actually me, Andy, and Derek went initially to the collapse of the bridge over there in Baltimore. And we were the first ones to film, like on YouTube. And then Andy ended up doing an amazing series there. Tiene una línea adelante. Una línea adelante. All right, guys, he's got a line there. I just want to make sure he's not at risk. So yeah, it was an incredible series that he did. I did a couple walking tours there. It was a very, very good series. Andy had 30,000 people in a live stream when they were blowing up the bridge off of the dolly, the bridge that was on the dolly, when they were breaking up the pieces and they were blowing it up. He was live on YouTube while it happened. It was so cool to see one of your buddies have 30,000 people all at the same time. Guys, these guys, they've been wanting to come back for a while, and they are back. Guys, Alfred Montaner, wait for it, they're back, guys, they're back. I want to thank you guys for watching. Now you know the rest of the story. Like Guy Harvey, was it that used to say that? All right, guys, that's not Fred, that's the manatee, guys, that you just saw on the water. Alfred Montaner making a scene as always. Hey, I'm out of here.